There's the small harvest from today. And I wanted to do a lot more, y'all, but with the heat wave, we got to make sure we're protecting ourselves first, and then we harvest food. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is a blistering hot early July day, and we got stuff we got to do, y'all. We're in the middle of a heat wave, but we still got things in the garden to do, and I wanted you to come and do it with me today. Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are on day like 5, I believe it is, of a heat wave. It is 8, oh actually, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's already 85 degrees. It's super humid. There's no air movement at all, but we got some stuff we need to do in the garden. I just finished watering everything in my garden over here as well as over at the neighbors. Y'all, I broke out into a sweat. We had to stop. We had to take a break, and now we're out here again. The sun is super bright and it's in my face. But y'all, I got harvesting to do. So I'm going to harvest right now. I'm going to bring you with me. We're going to do some planting as well. We're going to try to spend about an hour and a half or so out here. We want to get out of the sun before the real heat kicks in, which is going to be afternoon. So let's get out here. Let's do some things together. I haven't done a garden video in a while, so I'll show you how things are growing as I'm going along and working and harvesting things like these tomatoes that you see right here. So y'all, let's just get into it. I have a couple harvest baskets here for us to use, but I'm going to use this one right here and harvest these tomatoes. We are going to enjoy all of these tomatoes. Cherry style tomatoes are coming in really, really well. All of these tomatoes that I'm harvesting right here are from the indoor garden that we moved outdoors. I'm harvesting tomatoes, I believe, every 2 or 3 days. Well, I should be harvesting them every 2 or 3 days, I should say. I will show you how the large slicing tomatoes are doing, because they're doing really well in the garden this year also compared to last year. But I got a late start this year, y'all. And just to be honest, I did. I got a late start. I had a lot of stuff going on. The weather was super cool, so I wasn't really in a rush to get a lot of stuff out here. So everything is at least 2 weeks behind where it was a year ago. But harvests are coming in though. Look at that. These beautiful, beautiful tomatoes right here. And there's more I could pick, but I'm going to go ahead and let those ripen up on the vine. I'm going to bring you in close and show you just how beautiful this is. As warm as it is, y'all, I might have some issues with the camera holding up for today. But in the bottom here, y'all, we are growing squash, or zucchini is what I should say, and melons in the bottom. And y'all, they're looking good. It looks like they're getting ready to start blooming. I got peppers in here that are doing well. I got flowers in here, peppers up here. I mean, y'all, it's doing good. It's doing really good. And this is some kind of heading cool season crop. I don't remember. Oh, there it is. It's a cabbage. And then this big, beautiful, you might not even be able to see it. I'm going to bring you all the way in close. But this is a huge eggplant right here growing. I'll bring you in and I'll show you that eggplant. And then we're going to keep moving because it's hot. I don't know if you can see, but the eggplant starts way up there and it comes down here. A big, beautiful bloom right there. Big, beautiful leaves on here. So I believe this one is going to give me my first eggplant. Since I'm already working on tomatoes, let's look over here and see if there's any tomatoes that are ready on this one. And y'all, this thing has a lot of tomatoes. A lot of them, y'all, hundreds of tomatoes, but they're not ripe yet. There's a beautiful bee working on those cucumbers right there. I don't even know if y'all can see this, but this onion is that big around and it's lifted the top off of this GreenStalk right here. But I don't believe we got any tomatoes to pick over here today. Let's keep on moving. But I just wanted to show you the GreenStalk. I need to replant some of these pockets, But I'll do all of that planting after I've done the harvest because that's the important thing at the moment. And then we'll come back and I'm going to plant, I think, lettuce and some flowers over here. That's the plan anyway. This is the next area I'm going to focus on because I'm letting my broccoli go to seed. That's not the intent for these broccoli plants over here. I can get a ton of side shoots, but I got to actually harvest the side shoots, y'all. So let's cut off these that flowered. Let's just put them in the bed. Anywhere where they're decent, we'll just take those indoors because that's how I like to handle my broccoli. And I usually get side shoots like this all year long, and I don't really need this space. So letting it continuing to do what it needs to do, I think is a good thing. And I don't have to buy that stuff at the store. Y'all, I'm always talking about having to buy that stuff at the store. Y'all, I really mean I don't want to buy that stuff at the store. But y'all, it's just so hot. I didn't want to get out here and get these, especially if I was only coming out for one broccoli head. That wasn't, or a side shoot. But if I got a bunch of them, I'll harvest those up. Now, y'all, this right here was supposed to be broccoli. But y'all, I really believe that this got mixed up. I think this is a Brussels sprout because I see stuff coming in. The little armpits is super tall. It's shading out everything underneath it. So I think this is a mistake. But we're going to leave that mistake right where it is. As long as everything else got sunlight, y'all, there's another mistake right there. Or maybe that's supposed to be like that. I don't know, y'all. I don't remember. Oh, here's a sign. It's supposed to be purple sprouting broccoli. That's what it's supposed to be. And maybe that's just how it grows. I don't know. We'll see. I've never grown purple sprouting broccoli before. I got some little bitty heads of cabbage right here that's starting to get nice and solid. It's not ready to harvest. Side shoots. Before I go any farther, there's one more back here. All right. So I had one broccoli plant growing with cabbage behind me. It's not supposed to be there, but it had a couple side shoots. But now we're going to run over to the neighbors because I'm taking care of the garden for them right now, and they have a ton of broccoli going to seed over there. So I'm going to harvest all of that next. So I was over here this morning watering everything, and I saw all of this broccoli here going to seed. So let's go ahead and get this cut back so the other side shoots can grow. Let's go this way. I'll show you everything going on in here while we're at it. Nice side shoot right here, right here. So little baby ones there, we'll leave them. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. I cut this off because it wasn't growing quite the way I wanted it to, but we'll throw it in here. We'll keep going around. The little bees are working really hard right now, and we're fighting for the same area. And since all the broccoli heads are going to seed, the little bees want to get in there and get to those little flowers. And I don't want the flowers to be there. Keep spinning around. They got little tomatoes up here growing, y'all. Beautiful little plants. Behind these little covers here, we have some little plants growing, trying to keep the squirrels out so they get a little bigger. That's why we put the little greenhouse covers on them. Uh-oh, they pulled something out there. We also have cucumbers growing over here. There's a cucumber right there. Almost ready. Now look at that, that went completely to seed. Let's get this out of here. And it'll keep giving me side shoots, y'all. The little bee gonna be mad at me because I'm cutting all of his stuff out. That's coming from down here. And y'all, this is white cucumbers growing right here. There's one, there's another one. Whole bunch of white cucumbers up here. I need to get my trellising system on, which I haven't done yet. These are called Honey Plus cucumbers. You know what? Let me go get it now. I'm over here. That way I don't have to come back. Let me finish with the broccoli and then we will go ahead and take care of that. All right. I think I'm all the way around. I think I am. All right, let me go get the trellising system because my cucumbers needs to be on the trellising system. I think I'll bring 2 over here. That'll get them up off of the broccoli, and this GreenStalk can continue producing for us. Okay, we're back over here. We're gonna get this trellising system put on. And y'all, these are the first cucumbers to come in. I mean, that are really ready, that we're gonna be able to enjoy in the next day or so. Like, I could pick them now, y'all. They're perfect. I've never put cucumbers in the green stalk over here for my neighbors before. I grow them in my green stalks, but I haven't done it for the neighbors. So I think they're going to really appreciate having the cucumbers in their green stalk. GreenStalk has a couple different trellising systems. I use both. This is the single pocket trellising system right here. And then this trellises the whole tier. So it just depends on what I'm growing, on which trellising system I use. I should have put these trellising systems on a long time ago, and that would have helped push my broccoli certain ways so that the broccoli wouldn't be growing directly up under the trellising system like this one is right here. But it's going to be all right, y'all. All right, that system's in all the way around. Now let's try to work on these cucumbers and get them up. I'm going to really bring them all the way up to here. So let's finish up. Then we'll put them on. There you go. Now you have some room. There you go. The little bees are over here trying to pollinate and I'm in their way. There we go. Much better. All right, y'all. I'm done messing with this green stalk. I'm going to let the bees get back to work. But you can see the little cucumbers now have a place to lean and grow this way. We still got broccoli down below. We got tomatoes up high. Y'all, this green stalk's happy. Now let me show you the whole garden over here that I manage for the neighbor, making sure that it's taken care of. The only thing that they have to worry about is eating and watering and weeding if she wants to weed. I don't weed, she does. Well, I should, but I don't. Anyway, let me show you what's going on over here. So I watered everything over here today. And y'all, she's got herbs growing everywhere. There's lavender. She just transplanted this lavender to this spot from another spot. She's got rosemary growing. Like, she's got flowers everywhere. This green stalk needs to be redone. She took all of the onion out the bottom and she used those. She's cutting the celery back and taking celery indoors. All of the lettuce is done pretty much over here, and I need to get that replanted for them. But this is what I wanted to show you. I was over here this morning watering. So we got all different types of summer squash growing right here. It's looking good. Let me get on this side. Better sunlight over here. But those are our summer squash. Different types of brassicas growing here. Mostly, I believe, cabbage in that bed. Onion, that's not doing really well over here, but they're here. We'll still harvest it and we will enjoy it. Now, my neighbor takes leaf mulch and covers all of her beds up with it to kind of help with watering. The drip irrigation was removed over here, so we'll have to get that installed, but we'll probably wait and put that back in the fall. But we have dragon tongue beans in the front. I planted those a little over a week ago, I think, and they're doing really well. We have broccoli and cauliflower and all kinds of stuff growing back there. Cucumbers coming up the trellis right here. And then we have melon growing in the front. So there are 4 melon plants in the front and cucumbers coming up the trellis. Volunteer tomato plant here. Cucumbers in the back, and there's a couple places where they didn't come up, and I think that's the Boston pickling cucumbers that didn't come up. I have watermelon in 4 spots. So that's the watermelon, and it's the only bed I put watermelon in. Y'all, this is my peach rush. What is it called? Sugar peach. Yeah, sugar peach rush. Hot peppers. I only had 3 plants. And y'all look, they are coming in. Very productive little plants here. So we have those 3. And then I have behind those 3, we have eggplant, celery, more onion, and that shouldn't be a surprise. And then we have a volunteer tomato plant growing right there as well. Now I'm just going to keep moving down. We have tomatoes growing in this bed here, all different types of tomatoes. I use my Mighty Crop spinners to help guide these up. So let me show you. So this little spinner has these little hooks and holes and everything, and you use that and kind of hook in the tomato plant and kind of hold it up and in place. And I put 3 on each one so the plants will grow up and through the spinners. Where I didn't have spinners, I used the traditional tomato cages. So we have 2 there, and then we got to put something on that one in the middle. We'll find something. We have little bitty tomatoes on here. And this one ended up outside the cage. I'm probably going to break it trying to get it back in, but I'm going to try anyway. There we go. We got it back in the cage. We have this little hook holding this tomato plant, and so it's growing up through the Mighty Crop. We have some pepper plants in the front. The yellow monster just isn't going to make it, y'all. It's so little. It's down there, but it just is struggling. But the Costa Rican, the paprika, they're looking good. There's another pepper plant back there. Tomatoes, 4 different tomato plants growing right there. And then we have potatoes in this back bed. Nicola, it's what I think they are. And they are just now starting to die back. It's a little bit behind the ones that I just did in my garden, but that's okay. We're going to keep these potato harvests coming in. The squirrels keep picking them up and moving them around. So probably next weekend we will take care of the Nicolas, as long as they can survive these squirrels. There's one above the ground right here. Where is that? Right here, one above the ground. Cover it back up. But y'all, that's the neighbor's garden that I manage for them. And y'all, I'm sweating bullets. Let me get from over here and let's go do something in the shade from a harvesting standpoint. Found a nice shady spot, y'all, that we can work on. This GreenStalk right here has a lot of different stuff growing in it, y'all. I have it in the back corner of my garden, close to the shed here, or my garage here. And we are in the shade at 10 o'clock in the morning. The sun is behind a tree, so we're kind of in a shaded area, but it's not going to be much longer. That sun is going to be hitting us. And the way I've turned all of my beds this year, it's easier for the sun to kind of hit everything based on the way the sun walks its way across my garden throughout the day. So since we're in the shade, I'm going to take this slow, y'all. Anyway, in here, I have hot peppers. I got serranos. I have jalapenos, poblanos, cayenne peppers. I also have celery in here. I have okra in here. And down here is where my okra is, y'all, in the bottom. And I don't have many. It's just a couple okra plants in here. But they are being shaded out because of peppers that I have right in front of it. But these peppers will be coming out soon. And then the okra would be just fine. But above the celery, the okra, and the peppers, I have cucumbers and tomatoes growing as well. And the cucumbers, I put them in 2 or 3 weeks ago. I've lost count. I got my little trellising going around to help with the cucumbers. But there are a few tomatoes up here that we are going to harvest. Here's one of the little plants right there. But then I have this one here. Now this one is about done, y'all. This plant has been going indoors since I think about December, y'all. We are going to go ahead and get the stuff harvested off of this. It might have been January. I might be giving you the wrong months. But we're going to harvest all these tomatoes, the red ones anyway. I was out here yesterday eating them. Oh, Oh, they are so good. So good. And I honestly should have picked them before I watered, but I didn't. So here we are. Here's also the type tomato that we're harvesting. So all the tomatoes coming in right now are all one of these two types. And I think this is a really, really good option. I grew them indoors. I had tomatoes all winter with these two brands, or these two varieties, I should say. And they're the first ones giving me tomatoes out here. So I will take it. Orange Hat is another good one that I don't think I have any tomatoes ready on Orange Hat. I think that one died out, but I got new plants coming in. But those are the tomatoes up there. I think I got all I'm going to get. Some of these pepper plants also came from indoors, so they're my overwintered peppers, and I forgot to talk about them so far since I brought them outside. I lost a few of my overwintered peppers this year just from lack of attention to them. And I had an infestation and I wasn't there. I didn't pay attention. So I lost a few, but some of them did make it and they're outside. Like here's one of the pepper plants that made it, and it's growing and it's happy. And there's some more throughout the garden in different places because I kind of move things around. But we will get that started back up and we will grow peppers indoors all winter long the way I usually do. We'll get back on track, y'all. I was a little busy this season. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful green stalk with a variety of things growing in it. I also have down here some lavender growing. Y'all, I grew lavender from seeds and I placed them throughout the garden in many different spots. So very happy with the lavender, and I didn't have to go buy those plants. But y'all, she's pretty. She's pretty, even though some things need to come out and it's time to put some other things in. But there she is. And y'all, I don't have much more I need to do in the shade, but I'm going to go ahead and clean out this one bed with you because it's in the shade. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do in that bed. But here's what I got so far for the little bit that I did harvest so far. There's the tomatoes and the handful of broccoli so far. And then we're going to go do some maintenance in a bed before we have to harvest those beans. No, y'all. We're going to harvest those beans because they're in the shade right now. They're not going to be in the shade much longer. So let's harvest beans. That'll be the last thing we need to harvest. And then we'll come back and work on some maintenance. But I want to show you one of my green stalks before I get over there to the beans. And then we will harvest those volunteer rattlesnake green beans. Just in case I don't get back to this bed today and I have to do it without you, I need to pull out all of those Napa cabbage plants that went to seed. I cut it back, it went to seed again, y'all. I need to cut that out. I need to cut this cauliflower out that, yeah, I didn't take care of at all. I didn't. It is what it is. There's another one in the back, a broccoli that I didn't take care of that went to seed. And I was hoping that this purple cabbage would give me side shoots, but it didn't. Purple broccoli out as well. But look, the onion in the front are doing really well. These were some of the first onion that I put in the garden. They're bulbing up and they're getting big. But we're going to pretty much clean most of this bed out and probably put corn in. But let's work our way over. Now look at that tomato plant right there. So the tomatoes are doing really well. I need to give them the support that they need, which I haven't done yet. And I need to give them a good pruning, which I haven't done that yet either. But the tomatoes are doing really, really well. They're growing everywhere. Trying to show you a little bit of everything while I'm out here. Tomatillos are beautiful, but I wanted to get on this side of the tomatoes and show you all of these tomatoes and just how well they're doing. I got cucumbers growing up in these. I'm trying to train cucumbers to go up. My Puna Cur never came up in any of the locations, but the other three varieties did. So we're training cucumbers up those trellises. My pepper, sweet pepper green stalk is doing great. So just want to show you some of the peppers over here. Looking good. I had a lot more tomatoes in here because I didn't have enough pepper plants, but I went out and bought a handful, y'all. I did. And so I added them in here and I transplanted the tomatoes back into the tomato GreenStalk that I have just right here. Tomatoes are in here as well. They're growing. There's a little red one. Look at that, y'all. Oh, she is so pretty. That's a pretty tomato right there. And it's mislabeled, so I really don't know what it is, to be honest with you. And I don't think that is a dwarf tomato or a determinate tomato. So everything in there is supposed to say super short, and that one is not short at all. It's already at the top, but we'll just keep terminating them, and then they'll keep putting on side shoots. But beautiful tomatoes in there. Y'all, the garden is looking good. It's looking really, really good. I know I'm not showing you everything, but just trying to give you an idea of how things are doing. The little bees are super happy, buzzing around, taking care of all that pollination that needs to happen. But here's where we're headed over here to all of these beans. And I'm in the shade, so I want to get the beans because I'm in the shade. I've already harvested them once, and that was just a few days ago. And now it's time to harvest them again. I didn't talk about this bed right here. This is where we had potatoes. We harvested those potatoes, and then I came back and put this corn in. This is a 75-day to harvest corn. It's supposed to be sweet. We'll see if we get it. It might have been too late to plant that one, but according to the pack, I can plant through July, so we'll see what happens. And then we're going to plant some more in this bed here once we get everything taken out. But for now, let's head on over and get those beans picked while they're still in the shade. I just want to show you how the beans are growing over here. So I got bush beans in the front, and then I have those rattlesnake pole beans growing up and over. Now I also have some fillets growing there, but the pole beans kind of just took over everything. You see me pick beans. I won't spend a lot of time showing you picking beans. I'll just put it on a speed mode and we will quickly get those beans harvested. All right, y'all, it's too hot. I'm calling it quits. You see the beans, you see the very few broccoli that we picked, and you see the tomatoes that we've picked today. We're gonna have to call it. It's just too hot to be out here. Our personal health is more important. Here are the weights for everything that I harvested today. At least you got to see a good portion of the garden along the way as well. But I'm going to go inside, I'm going to hydrate, and then we'll see about coming back out here and doing a little bit more later. And if I do, I'll bring you with me. So until next time, and I hope there'll be a next time that you choose to hang out with me at Kim's Cozy Garden. Talk to you later. Bye.